Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Art Edwards. We have some breaking news out of the workers' strike by the Oregon Nurses Association at Providence hospitals. Within the last 20 minutes, the ONA announced that hospitalists at St. Vincent's voted to ratify their first contract with Providence. This affects more than 70 workers at that hospital. It comes after nurses at 7 Providence hospitals in Oregon rejected Providence's latest offers last night. With me in the newsroom right now is Celine Stevens. Celine, you were able to speak with the union today before this latest announcement came down. What did they have to say?
Art, that's right, I did. But first, I want to mention this. All because they gave that unanimous vote to ratify the contract, this doesn't mean that the hospitalists stopped striking. They will continue to hold the line in solidarity with the St. Vincent nurses. But as for last night, out of a 92% turnout across the 7 bargaining units, the Oregon Nurses Association reported that 83% of voters voted no. Today, on what is now day 30 of the strike, they discussed some of the reasons why.
Providence can do better. And if they want this strike to end, they must do better.
The largest healthcare worker strike in state history hit the 1-month mark Saturday, and it appears there's no end in sight.
This is about more than money. It's about respect. Nurses here at Providence hospitals have carried this community through a pandemic. We've worked short-staffed. Instead of acknowledging our worth, Providence treats us like an expense they'd rather not pay.
Saturday, Providence said in a statement that the Oregon Nurses Association have guaranteed a longer strike for its members. But nurses expressed frustration about the deal Providence proposed related to not receiving retroactive pay for the time they didn't have a contract.
Providence owes nurses back pay. They have the resources to pay what is owed, yet they refuse. Instead, they've dangled the idea of a ratification bonus, a bonus in lieu of retroactive pay.
Providence said in a statement nurses were offered an average 20% increase over 3 years, and the ratification bonuses were up to $10,000. But nurses say
the vast majority of nurses will never qualify for a bonus that high under Providence's latest contract. Those bonuses don't get close to what many nurses have lost in pay increases while working without a contract.
They also say the health insurance is unaffordable and inadequate.
Nurses have been left with fewer options for care, higher costs, and constant roadblocks to accessing the services they need.
But Providence states their medical benefits package is the same that Providence senior executives receive. Also, nurses say that Providence is still not addressing safe staffing in the way they want.
Understaffed hospitals have become the norm at Providence, but this is not the status quo that Oregonians should accept.
Nurses say this is not just about them, but their patients and improving their quality of care.
What we're trying to do is establish the care we can provide for our communities into the future.
We miss taking care of our communities. We want to be back in there too. We love our jobs. We love getting to work with each other as well, and our patients feel all of that.
Now, we're still waiting to see the outcome of the Providence-Medford vote, which wrapped up at 4 p.m. Providence also said in a statement that their bargaining teams are considering next steps and are working with federal mediators to determine what comes next. Art?
Thanks, Celine. Now, at the same time, nurses at 3 other Portland hospitals have voted to unionize and join the Oregon Nurses Association. This includes more than 2,000 at Legacy Emmanuel, Randall Children's Hospital, and Good Samaritan Hospital. They will now start negotiating their first union contracts. All right, turning now to the weather. It was a chilly day with a few showers earlier this morning, but this afternoon it was mostly dry. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here to let us know if that cold weather is here to stay for a bit. Joe?
It is going to be staying for a bit, Art. We really haven't seen temperatures above average so far this month, and that's going to continue over the next 7 to 10 days. Here's a live look now over along the Oregon coast over Newport. Temperature of 47 degrees. You're going to start to see a beautiful sunset there in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, here in downtown Portland, we're looking at a temperature of 45 degrees, and we're mainly dry the rest of tonight. You know, the Oregon Cascades have been seeing a good amount of snow here over the last 12 hours or so. Last check, outside Timberline Lodge, you've seen just about a half of a foot of snow, but this is that cold air that's going to continue to get funneled in from Canada, or I should say parts of Gulf Alaska and British Columbia over the next couple of days. So we're not going to be seeing much of a warm-up anytime soon. You can kind of see some passing showers throughout the metro area, and that is what you're going to be continuing to see a little bit tonight. tonight. But again, late tonight and into tomorrow, it's more dry than wet. We will be waking up to some areas of patchy fog throughout the morning hours and into the late morning hours, I should say. But by tomorrow afternoon, lots of sunshine out there. But I am tracking what could be another weather impact alert heading in the later part of next week. I'll have details of that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Look forward to that. We have new information tonight on a homicide investigation in Wilsonville. Clackamas County Sheriff's deputies say they've arrested a Salem man in connection to the death of 41-year-old Catherine Cross. Cross's body was found inside an RV on New Year's Eve. The sheriff's office says that deputies identified 51-year-old Jason Perillo as the suspect through surveillance video. They said the two were acquaintances. Perillo is being held without bail on second-degree murder charges, among other charges. In southeast Portland, a driver is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. They were thrown from their car this morning. First responders went to Southeast Herald Street just off of 122nd around 1:30 this morning. Portland police say that it took life-saving efforts to stabilize the driver and then get him to the hospital. No one else was hurt. That driver was cited for DUI, reckless driving, and driving with a suspended license. Northwest of the Portland metro area in the Cedar Mill area, Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue investigating a fire that damaged two homes. Firefighters were called to a neighborhood off Northwest 119th Avenue and McDaniel Road at about 10:30 last night. They found heavy smoke and fire from one home that was spreading to a home next door. After bringing more crews onto the scene, they were able to bring both fires under control. One person was treated for a minor injury at the scene. We do not yet know what caused the fire. A judge rules in favor of 19 states, including Oregon, who sued the Trump administration. It is all over Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency. The preliminary injunction blocks DOGE staffers from accessing Treasury Department records that have sensitive personal data, including Social Security and bank account numbers. Alma McCarty spoke with Oregon's Attorney General about the lawsuit, takes a look at other Oregon leaders' efforts to push back on DOGE access.
We have certain laws in this country. As president, you can do a lot of things when you're elected. The one thing you can't do is violate federal law in the administration of your powers.
But 19 states argue President Donald Trump has done just that.
Elon Musk is helping us on it, and he's pretty good.
The case, filed in federal court, alleges the Trump administration improperly granted Elon Musk's team access to sensitive information, violating the Administrative Procedure Act. We spoke with Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield Friday afternoon.
And they step over and they start handing out private and sensitive information in violation of federal law. We're going to be here, work together to make sure that we hold the Trump administration accountable.
Meanwhile, Congresswoman Maxine Dexter from Oregon's 3rd Congressional District filing her first bill this week. Legislation to protect federal workers who stand up to Elon Musk, called simply the Stop Musk Act. Dexter stating in a release, this multi-front battle will be fought in the courts, the halls of Congress, and the public sphere. We must stay loud, we must stand tight, we must press on. Other leaders from Oregon, like Representative Janelle Bynum and Senator Ron Wyden, speaking up in Washington.
Tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money!
And in Salem Wednesday, demonstrators held a rally to protest Musk's appointment, alongside other Trump administration policies.
I can't believe that this guy has access to everyone's personal data. Like, he wasn't even vetted by Congress.
The president, however, remains steadfast in his support of Musk, saying his work is important to balancing the budget.
We can have big cuts that don't affect anybody, waste, fraud, and abuse, and we're finding it now. That's one of the beauties of what Elon's doing.
We have some sad news from Milwaukee-based company Bob's Red Mill. They are preparing to shut down the whole grain store and restaurant on Southeast International Way. In a social media post, the company said despite best efforts, the store had been operating at a loss. The cafe's last day is tomorrow. The whole grain store will shut down February 17th. The company said that this will allow them to stay focused on making high-quality products. New tonight, after 2 years of waiting, a new and improved North Portland Library is back open to visitors. The $13 million renovation and expansion at the Carnegie Building along North Killingsworth is complete. One of the most unique additions to the historic building is the new Black Cultural Center, a beautiful space decorated with art created by Black artists and kid-friendly interactive displays. More than 3,000 community members gave input on the renovation and expansion.
The color for the walls, the type of lighting that was needing. Oh my God, the volumes of the Black authors, the beautiful carvings.
It's so amazing to see so many members of the community and the staff who have been a part of this project to help make it come to fruition.
Funding for the project came from a 2020 capital bond, which helped fund the additional 1,500 square feet of new space for a total of more than 10,000 square feet. The Albina Library is also expanding to about 3 times that size and is expected to be open as soon as this summer.